Good morning, good morning, good morning. Today is a fulfilling Friday. Today is the last day of the week, ladies and gentlemen, the last day of the work week to be in proximity with one another here in REI Rev. And this is an amazing opportunity for you all to network in the side channels, get to know where everybody's at, share with everybody what you're doing, where you're at, and connect with people. You never know what type of opportunity might present itself just by somebody in here knowing what market you're in, where you're at. You might be able to get yourself cut into a deal. What is going on, everybody? We got a couple of names. We got Connor, Dalton, Carolyn, Chris, Sanderson, Sam, Trevor, Adam, Andy, Patrick, another Andy, Amanda, Quelvin, Naomi, Henry, Ebba, Michael, Omar, Isaac, Elijah, and Ethania. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Today is going to be a great day. Why? Because we're going to make it a great day. We got a couple people saying Finance Fridays. Today's going to be a Finance Friday as well. What a fantastic way to start off the weekend by working the last day of the week. We got things to do still. I know myself, I've got a deal on the table here. This agent that I was dealing with yesterday is still giving me problems running around. But these kinds of things simply do not stop, ladies and gentlemen. Got to stay on top of them until the closing table. Nothing is guaranteed until that check is written and cashed. There's one thing that I have learned: do not count your eggs until they hatch. What's going on with everybody in here? How are we doing this morning? Sam says he's got a conference call today, or I'm sorry, on Monday, for a $3 million lease option. Incredible. Looks like MC is working to get a novation done with a lady. He's going to take pictures on Saturday. Bob is on vacation this week. I'm not sure where Dan is at this morning, but John Johnson is still here. Let's see. Follow-up call today with a borrower from the Discord looking to obtain $100 million. 12 p.m. Incredible. Definitely interested to know how that goes. That'll be probably one of the larger deals that have happened through the Discord. $100 million, ladies and gentlemen. $100 million deals going down. Pro forma is kind of messy. Mr. Pena in the audience. Ladies and gentlemen, this hour is for you all. We want to really bring you up and highlight your success, your troubles, your obstacles, and your accomplishments. Definitely take advantage of this opportunity to come hop up on the stage. Good morning. That's right. That's right. Oof. Yeah, absolutely. Are they in? They're in Cali. That's awesome. They got to go to that next meetup that you took me to on the rooftop. I have a lot of really good ideas. I don't know. I have a lot of really good ideas, man. When is this? That could be possible. Number one, I'm gonna have to see if I can pull up. There really isn't one, ladies and gentlemen. And if you haven't already, you need to invite somebody you think would benefit from being in proximity with us. Send them that link, discord.gg/REI Rev. Oh, talk to us, man. What's going on? Risk it for the biscuit, man. Take that risk. Don't look back. You know what I'm saying? Don't look back. Don't worry about it. If you're going to take the risk, assuming you're going to succeed. You know what I'm saying? Do not let failure be a thought in your mind that that is even possible. Happens. let's talk about that. Let's talk about that a little bit, Dante, because I think that's something that a lot of people need to actually understand, right? And especially, people that are being paid right now minimum wage, right? Especially if there's, and I don't know if there's anybody in here that has that mentality because you guys are killers, but like maybe there's somebody watching this replay right now and they are an employee. I promise you, if you ever say that's not my job, or let me get a manager, that's not my job, something like that, to try to push it off to somebody because you don't want to take responsibility, that's something that irks me. And that's a mental framework that keeps you in the position of being worth minimum wage because you're not available to go and try to fix or solve a problem, right? You'd much rather just pass it off and not deal with it. You have to assume the responsibility to solve these types of problems, especially in real estate, because these sellers can't solve their own problems. That's why they are working with you. That's why you get paid, is because you're offering that solution to them. You're offering that speed and convenience to them so they don't have to talk to agents. They don't have to go through the bullshit of getting their properties listed. They don't have to worry about any of that. That's why you make money on these transactions. And if you think that you're not even able to handle a small complaint, from a customer that's going to come in and ask about, oh, well, my food wasn't made properly, or hey, I've been charged this many times, or, in the recent example that I had, I reached out to some guy and said, look, you need to take this listing down. Oh, that's not my department, sir. This is why you are paid minimum wage, because you don't want to assume responsibility. You don't want to solve any problems. You don't have the capacity to solve problems. And this isn't because you were born this way and there's no way you can change. It's because you choose not to change, right? You choose not to want to solve the problem. Some people may not, be born with the capacity to really solve problems at a high level. But for those of us that are here that have decided for themselves that, hey, I'm going to be one of those people that actually does solve these problems at a high level, that's where you have to assume the responsibility for everything that's happening, and you really have to solve these problems. That's why you get paid. So I want to wrap this around to trying to wholesale on-market properties. What problem are you solving? Why is there any reason for you to go and offer somebody 40 cents, 50 cents on the dollar? How is that solving the problem for the seller? How is that solving a problem for the buyer? I agree. I think it is misinformation, and I think it's because they have their whole framework as to how they actually make money completely wrong. Like Dan's saying, somebody told them the wrong thing. Going on market and offering somebody 40, 50 cents on the dollar is not solving anyone's problem. Solving someone's problem is where somebody has owned a property for 10 years. The tenant has completely destroyed the house. They don't want to deal with the repairs. Maybe they might not have the money to come out of pocket for the repairs, but they need to sell that house in the next 30 to 45 days because the problem is they just found out they have cancer. And that's grave, but that's serious. That really does happen. And a lot of these people are in distress situations like that. Or they or they just got sued in a lawsuit. Now they need liquidity to pay for the lawyer. Like those are the problems that people are facing. Selling their real estate, selling their asset is just the solution that you can offer to them because they need access to that liquidity. And that's what you're offering to them is the speed and convenience of liquidity. That's it. And you have to be in a position where you can understand their problem, identify their problem, understand, okay, this seller is clearly in distress. They need to sell this house for this reason. Maybe they just went through a divorce. They need to be able to pay off um, the attorney, or even just a basic one that's so fundamental is like just facing foreclosure. Like they just can't keep up with the loan anymore, and they need to sell it. The tenant trashed the place. Nobody can live there. They can't rent it out. They don't have the money to fix it. They got to sell it because they don't have another choice, right? So that's a clear problem. That's a clear indication of distress. Okay, I've identified this problem. How can I offer a solution to this person? Well, I can offer you two things. Number one, if you want to close quickly, you have to give me my price, right? I have to be at a lower price point so that I know I can either buy this myself with cash or I can go and assign this to somebody else for an assignment fee, right? And that person is willing, the buyer, the end buyer for a wholesale deal is much more willing to purchase a property off market. Why? Because they don't need to compete against any other buyers in a bidding war. They're direct to you, right? You are solving their problem because they need their next deal. If it's a flip, they don't want to have to do the acquisition. They don't want to train a team. They don't want to be on the phones talking to sellers. They want to be on the job site finishing their projects. That's what they want to do. And so you're offering them a potential investment. And that goes back to what we were saying yesterday about New Western. They're not really solving anybody's problem. They're just kind of picking people's pockets. They're kind of taking advantage and scamming people that don't really know much about investing is because they're giving these people terrible investment opportunities, marketing them as potential home runs. Whereas you can really identify a great opportunity for a flipper and then assign it to them. They win, you win, and the seller wins. Seller wins by gaining the speed and convenience of a fast sale, getting their liquidity from the house. You win because you were able to sell that property, you were able to assign the property. And the buyer wins because they didn't have to do the acquisition and they didn't have to spend money on marketing and they didn't have to talk to any sellers. All they have to do is sign on the dotted line and now they have their next project. So it's solving a problem like that for multiple parties and positioning yourself in a way where you can facilitate these transactions is what actually makes you a more valuable person. But being somebody that's worth minimum wage and saying something like, "Oh, this is hard. That's not my department. That's not in my wheelhouse. I don't get paid to handle these types of problems." You're never going to get paid to handle those types of problems. You will forever remain worth minimum wage until you decide that you are going to learn a skill set that is worth more to the marketplace. Good morning. Hey, and you should be, man. Congratulations for really taking this opportunity seriously, and huge shout out to you for coming up, and really, putting yourself in the mix, man. A lot of people they just sit in the audience and they think that, for whatever reason they don't have the capacity to even get up on the stage. The stage is an open stage; anybody can hop up on here, and you decided to take it upon yourself to be up here, introduce yourself to the community, and make a name for yourself. So it's a pleasure to be in proximity with you, man, and I'm pleased to meet you, man. It's legit. For sure. He's 45. Bob's on vacation, man. Let him have a little break. Hey, man. Hey, no, no, no. That's not true at all. I know some really young 36-year-olds, all right? We appreciate you, Sam. And I think that's a very powerful message. And I want to encourage everybody that's in here to just be mindful of the fact that you can recreate yourself. This is something I said on that interview with Brent, is that if you don't like the person that you are, you don't have to be that character anymore. You can decide to be somebody new. You can recreate yourself. You can recreate your identity. And the way that you do that is by changing what you do, changing who you hang around, what you associate yourself with, what you will accept for yourself. And I think that Sam is an amazing example of somebody who has started that path, started that journey, and is now starting to see some results. So I commend you, Sam, for hopping up here and being so transparent with everybody in the community. And hopefully, we can see your success here very soon. Your breakthrough is coming. Man, I'm inspired. Yep. It's so crazy you brought that up that they were all under 30 because I was thinking about Forbes 30 under 30 today. Dan's on his way to the list, y'all. Nah, Dan's on his way to the list, y'all. He won't be saying it's bullshit when he's on the front page. Dan, no, go ahead, go ahead. Do you already have financing? He said, I'm buying it cash. Well, congratulations, Dan. Big things, man. Big things are happening. Uh huh. Mm hmm. Mm hmm. Right. Oh, nice. Mm hmm. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's go on ahead and wrap this up for today. It has been a fulfilling Friday. Thank you so much, Sam and Michael, for joining us today and sharing about yourselves, coming and introducing yourselves. You guys are amazing. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the number one most valuable real estate community in existence. If you haven't already, please consider inviting somebody you think would benefit from being in proximity with us. Send them that link, discord.gg/REI Rev, and follow us on Instagram at REI Revolution. Take care, everybody.